I was staring at the gridlock outside my window yesterday. Just a sea of red brake lights, not moving an inch, and this crazy, stupid, beautiful question popped into my head. What if your commute wasn't a crawl? What if it was a fall? A controlled, terrifying, spectacular fall from your front door straight into the sky? I mean, think about it. What if, way back when we were still figuring out which end of the stick was the pointy one, we didn't look at a horse and think, I could ride that. We looked up at something with a 40-foot wingspan and a beak like a pair of bolt cutters. And we thought, I could maybe not die if I hung on to that. That's our starting point. The moment the world tilts, the rule that gets rewritten isn't just about transportation. It's about gravity, or at least our relationship to it. For everyone else, the ground is the stage. For us, in this world, the ground is just the intermission, the stuff that happens between flights. So, let's set the scene. Your morning, not a prehistoric one. Yours. Your alarm goes off, but it's not a sound. It's a vibration through the floor. A deep, rhythmic thump, thump, thump. That's old Reggie, let's call it a commute bat. He's in the roost below your apartment, getting impatient for his breakfast. You don't live in a suburb with lawns. You live on the 50th floor of a spire, a building that looks less like an office tower and more like a giant concrete treehouse with landing docks instead of balconies. The air smells sharp, like salt, ammonia, and leather. You always smell like leather. You head down to the roost level. The noise is incredible shrieks, clicks, the rustle of giant, oiled wings. Reggie sees you and lets out a guttural croak. He's not a Quetzalcoatlus. Those are for the heavy freight lines. He's a city darter breed, about the size of a small plane but all ribs and wings and nervous energy. Your job isn't to steer him. Not really. It's to negotiate with him. You offer a bucket of glistening, oily eels from the rooftop farms. He eyes you, then the bucket. That's the contract. Now, here's the thing everyone gets wrong about this world. We didn't abandon the wheel. That's silly. You try hauling 2 tons of eels up 50 floors with just your bare hands. No, we perfected the wheel into something obsessive. We have pulleys, counterweights, helical winches, gear systems of breathtaking complexity. But they're all vertical. Our engineering genius went entirely into going up and down. The idea of a long, horizontal road for wagons? Pointless. Why build a road to the next mountain when you can just jump? So we never invented the cart. We went from dragging stuff on logs straight to hanging it from flying reptiles. Our world isn't flat. It's a stack. Okay, harness is checked. You're not saddled on Reggie. You're slung underneath him in a complex web of straps and shock cords, like a spider in a very dangerous hammock. You give a signal. He lumbers to the edge of the launch dock, his claws scraping on the treated wood. The city stretches out below, a canyon of other spires, connected by a dizzying web of rope bridges, cargo nets, and shimmering lift cables. The ground is so far down it's just a green-gray blur. That's where the farmers live, and the people who failed their flight tests. It's not a place you visit. Reggie leaps, and for a second you're in freefall. Your stomach tries to escape through your throat. Then, with a sound like 1,000 umbrellas opening at once, his wings catch the air, and you're flying, not like in a plane. You feel every shift. You're dangling in the wind, the city tilting crazily below your feet. This is your commute, and this is where the first big domino falls. Society. If anyone can, at any moment, land on your rooftop or peer into your top floor window, what do you even own? Privacy, as we know it, is a joke. Early communities solved this by not even trying. They embraced the opposite. Transparency. If everyone can see what you're doing, you'd better be doing what everyone agrees is okay. Social pressure isn't just strong here. It's absolute, aerial, and inescapable. Ever gotten the side eye from a neighbor? Imagine getting it from a guy hovering on a pterosaur outside your kitchen window. Yeah. But it also reshapes power. This is the cool part. In a world where your ride has a weight limit, who's valuable? Not the big, heavy warrior. He's grounded. Literally. The most important person in your settlement is the 90-pound navigator with incredible core strength and a genius-level understanding of wind currents. The elite, the adventurers, the messengers, they'd naturally select for being small, light, and agile. Think about that. Our entire history of glorifying the big, strong hero flipped on its head. The heroes here are the ones who can read the sky like a map. Personally, I'm doomed. I'd be the guy down on the ground trying to invent the really, really long ladder. Which brings us to the city itself. It's built in layers, like a cake of pure anxiety. The ground level, the roots, farms, fisheries, heavy industry, smelly, muddy, and safe from aerial raids. It's where the essential, unglamorous work happens. It's also where you go if you're scared of heights. So, my people, the canopy. This is the messy, vibrant, terrifying middle. Hundreds of platforms, suspended buildings, and market squares all connected by those rope bridges. This is where most people live, work, and try not to look down. Kids learn to use safety lines before they learn to read. The spires, the skyscrapers, their tops aren't for offices. They're docking hubs, aviaries, and roosts. The higher your address, the more prestigious. And the more your life depends on the digestive mood of a giant reptile living below your bedroom. So you're dangling there with Reggie weaving through the aerial traffic. There are rules, sky lanes, right-of-way protocols. Generally, the heavier breed has the right-of-way, which is just survival of the heaviest. You see the enforcers on their sleek, aggressive interceptor breeds, circling like hawks, ready to dive on anyone cutting through a restricted cloud layer. Your office has a landing net. Reggie backwings, sending a gale of recycled eel breath through the open floor. You detach, your legs wobbly. He gets a reward fish and is led away to a common roost. You've arrived. Your commute was a 5-minute white-knuckle ballet with biology and physics. And you'll do it all again tonight in the dark. That's the new normal. A world where we mastered the sky so completely, we forgot how to think horizontally. Our wars were fought over columns of airspace. Our trade routes were maps of prevailing winds. Our greatest minds were animal breeders and aerodynamicists, not mechanical engineers. We tamed the ultimate symbol of freedom. And in doing so, we built the most vertical, exposed, and communal cage imaginable. Beautiful, terrifying, and honestly, I'll take my traffic jam. At least my taxi doesn't expect a bucket of eels as a tip. But I'm curious. In that world, where do you see yourself? A nimble canopy dweller, leaping between bridges? A grounded root farmer, happy with the dirt? Or like me, clinging to the launch dock, wondering if today's the day I finally figure out how to invent the elevator? Let me know down below, and try to keep your feet on the ground until next time.